So the Thunder win the championship, and a little bit over a year later, it's Amazon Prime Day because they got to sell off assets to get under that second apron. And the latest casualty in this entire thing is Lu Dort, an all-defensive first-team starter who played for the team for 7 years, and he just got shipped to my Atlanta Hawks. Now on the surface, this looks like an extra regular ass basketball trade, but that's not what this is at all. This is the second apron doing exactly what it was designed to do. And the crazy part is, your favorite team could be next. Let's get into the actual pieces and let's talk about how this rule is quietly breaking the league. But before we get started, make sure y'all like the video and comment y'all thoughts down below, because y'all already know we trying to go with this thing to the moon, Dallas. And if nobody told you guys this today, y'all my brothers, my sisters, my family, love each and every last one of you. All right, so let's just get right to it. The trade involved 3 teams. Atlanta Hawks got Lu Dort and Ryan Nembhard. Dallas got Zaccharie Risacher, the former first overall pick of my Atlanta Hawks, who I still feel like we should have taken Alex Sarr, but he said he didn't want to play with Trae Young, and now he's playing with guess who? Trae Young, but I digress. And OKC gets 3 protected second-round picks, and that's pretty much it. No stars changed hands at all. This is purely a money move. OKC picked up Lu Dort's $17.7 million option this summer with the intention of moving him. They never planned on keeping him at that price at all. Now combine this with them sending Aaron Wiggins to the Atlanta Hawks and Isaiah Joe to the Detroit Pistons earlier this offseason, and the Thunder just shared over $300 million in combined salary and luxury tax between those 3 moves. And that was the entire point. The Thunder had to get under the second apron by any means necessary, even if that meant trading away one of their key defensive pieces that helped them win their first championship. Meanwhile, the Atlanta Hawks turn Zaccharie Risacher into a proven 2-way wing, and Dallas gets a former #1 overall pick basically for nothing. It's a win-win-win, baby. But this is what people gotta understand. That second apron ain't no pump. And once you cross the second apron, you lose the ability to aggregate salaries and trades. You can't use a chunk of your mid-level exception. Your first round pick 7 years out get frozen, and you can't take back more money than you send out. It basically handcuffs the front office from operating like a normal business. So what exactly does a team do when a roster gets too expensive from winning? They do what anybody else do. They cut. Not because the player did anything wrong, not because the player declined, but because the spreadsheet says so. Lu Dort didn't lose his job for being a bad basketball player. He lost it because he was good enough to get paid, and getting paid put his team in cap jail. And that's the part that just shouldn't sit right with anybody. We're watching front offices break up championship rosters in real time on purpose as a direct consequence of drafting well. And this is where it connects to something bigger that's been brewing all offseason. Last week, NBPA Executive Director David Kelly went out of his way to call this out directly. What he had to say, and this is basically word for word, is that the CBA should not put players in a position where they have to carry the burden to keep a team together. A system that does that, we got a problem. And what he's talking about is guys like Jalen Brunson, who took less money to stay with the New York Knicks and keep that team together so they could build around him. And now Victor Wembanyama, who just turned down 30% Supermax in favor of the 25% Supermax, leaving real money on the table so San Antonio could keep paying guys like Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper. Now on the surface, this is all heartwarming and loyalty and all that happy horse stuff, but Kelly's point is a real one. The system is now dependent on stars to voluntarily underpay themselves so the front office doesn't have to make a decision on the players that are meant to build a team around them. That's not player empowerment. That's the league quietly outsourcing this cap problem onto the players who created their own value in the first place. I mean, back in the day, we used to literally laugh at owners for even insinuating that a player should take a pay cut after he's built up his own value, citing that billionaires are asking millionaires to take a pay cut so they don't have to pay into the luxury tax. Nowadays, CBA has a built-in trap door and it's asking players to hold it shut with their own money. All right, let's just bring it all home and grade this joint, man. So the Atlanta Hawks get a legit defensive menace in Lu Dort who can guard 1 through 4. He's been battle-tested in the Western Conference Finals and won a championship, and he plugs the exact hole that got exposed against the Knicks in the playoffs. An immediate 2-way upgrade. OKC gets cap relief and pretty much nothing else, and that's the whole point. The picks are really just a courtesy, not the return, because they were able to buy flexibility with a piece of their championship identity. And Dallas gets the former #1 overall pick who's 2 years younger than the player that they gave up, so it's just pure upside for them. If Zaccharie Risacher can pop in this new environment, it's a steal, and if he doesn't, all they lost was a backup guard in the second round. Now, this is the part that absolutely nobody's talking about enough. This current CBA runs through the 2029 and the 2030 season, but either side can opt out early. The deadline to opt out is October 15th, 2028. And after watching a year where Victor Wembanyama and Jalen Brunson took discounts, the league's own union boss coming out publicly against the system, and now another championship roster getting dismantled, I think it's safe to say that the union takes the first opportunity. They ain't waiting to know 2030. Kelly didn't sound like a guy who's playing the long game. He sounded like a guy who's building a case file. And October 15, 2028, I guarantee that date is certain. So that's the trade, the system behind it, and where we're headed. But let me know down in the comment section, who do you think won the trade? Do you think Dyson and Dort are going to be menaces on the wing? Do you think 2 first overall picks are going to combine for something special in Dallas? Or do you think that Oklahoma City dropping salary is going to give them the flexibility to do the thing that makes them the most dangerous, and that's continue to add to their depth? Let me know down in the comment section, man. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. We dropping this type heat every day of the week, and I'm gonna holler at y'all next time. Till next time, it's your boy Eazy, aka Fresh from the Barbershop, BK the People's Champ.
Godspeed.